What's up, guys? Friday the 6th, and still no definitive call on the election, which is pretty wild that we have that. I personally don't remember any time in my history. Of course, my voting history is 18 years old. It's 1991, I think, if I remember correctly, when I hit that 91, 92, 92. And so I just never don't recall a time that it wasn't called that night. Like it was all settled out the night of the election on the 3rd. So interesting times we're living in. Very, very interesting times. In fact, I mean, it's let me just tell you guys, we're getting our ass handed to us right now. I've hired 3 new people. We're getting them through training. It's a complicated thing to learn, right? So people that have had a lot of history in the business. I've hired 2 new underwriters. I've hired another processor. I've got another processor coming in. I've got a processor out sick for the week. I've got an underwriter out for the week. Madness, absolute madness. We're doing our damnedest to keep up. Just know that there are some people there thinking they're being left behind. No, again, it's a line. We have to get in it. We have to push people through. Just know we're not intentionally doing anything. I am pouring resources and time. I see people on my staff on at 1 o'clock in the morning. Me, I get up at 4:30. I fall asleep where I'm sitting, and I wake up in the morning to a bunch of texts that came in and instant messages wanting to know, hey, what do we do here? What do we do there? And it's in the middle of the night. But they see me on because I fall asleep while I'm working. So, guys, please remember patience, work with us, talk to us, communicate with us, build the relationship with the team that wants to help you. Also, those who want to push back and hit hard on the team, they're going to hit back too. Just guys, however you want communication, communicate to us. We'll communicate in kind. That's how life works. Let's work together on that. Now, I'm not saying everybody who's watching here is that way. There's only a few of them out there decide that they want to be take on an attitude that should not work in business. Unfortunately, we're trying to quell that. We don't want to have a response back, but it's human nature. Don't expect people to just take it and like it. They may respond in kind at some point. So, but we talk about it all the time. My team and I talk about it. We do our best to retain our composure and keep working forward because that's what we want for you. So let's talk about the market. Market's crazy. I never would have thought. Well, what's really crazy about it is how well it's holding where we are. That's what's really surprising me, is how well it is maintaining its course. And my firm belief is it's the Fed continuing to dump capital into it, continue to keep expanding what they're investing in here. And so when the Federal Reserve is taking money from the U.S. Treasury, basically printing it and buying bonds, this is what you get. So we had seen how we got squeezed into this position here last week. And then, which is pretty exciting to be above 2 trend lines, and it continued to keep us above those trend lines. Then we got a massive gap down, right? But then we had that massive gap up and put us above all 3 different trend lines, which was awesome, right? And then we're closing right below 2 of them. And today we had a massive gap down open, and we're climbing back up, trying to get above support. So every time it looks like we're getting some steam, we get knocked right back down because of all the uncertainty in the market, all the craziness. So these gap down openings and gap up openings, like right here, big, massive gap up opening here, there's the market reacting, and then there's a Fed settling, is what I'm guessing at here. I don't have any information to be able to state otherwise. All I can go off is what I know has been driving the markets up to this time. And what's been driving it is mainly the Federal Reserve putting capital in. I don't know the exact amount today. I think that the reporting kind of slowed down on that. It used to be about $4 billion a day. Back at the peak, they were doing $10 billion a day. So it could be continually be around that $4 billion mark. But what's happening here is any of these big gap movements is the market itself reacting, either selling or buying, and then the Fed coming in later in the day and settling it all out. And I'm also noticing that rates are getting almost cut off towards the end of the day. Whereas at the end of the trading day, they're actually bumping them up or cutting them off, or our ability to access the rates that we were getting earlier in the day is halted because of the uncertainty. So being able to quote rates later in the day, lock later in the day, is becoming more difficult. But what's happening here is the rates are staying fairly consistent. So I'm not too worried about it as far as what the rates are going to do. Am I worried about the economy? Am I worried about the inflation that's going to come as a result of all this printing of capital, the huge money supply we're creating? Yeah. But if we're talking about right now, today, for the next couple of weeks, I'm not seeing anything that's really stressing me out other than just massive, massive market gap jumps in as far as the trading as it opens up in the day. And it's very interesting. I won't see that as often. I haven't seen that very often in the past. So just keep your head down, keep at it. Just know that if you're buying an investment in real estate and if it's cash flowing, interest rates don't matter. They really don't. We can talk about that. You can set some time. You can reach out to Samantha or Chloe on my team. They'll schedule an appointment. We can talk about in greater detail. Get your mind focused where it matters. And where it matters is cash flowing investment. Real estate does really, really matter. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for keeping up on us. And thank you for the trust. And thank you for taking a deep breath and accepting the situation we're at. We're doing our damnedest to work through it. Know that this is nothing against any one person. This is just a massive, massive situation that's going on in our industry. Appreciate you.